You ever feel like people are waiting and looking for bad news more than anything else? How's it going, everybody? I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny. And you might be wondering, what is he doing? He already released a video about the Vosteed Valkyrie. Very, very popular knife. Hit the market, sold out. Hit the market, sold out. Every time these drop, they're gone. And then a very popular YouTube channel released a video where he lightly tapped the spine of one of these button lock Vosteeds, and it folded like a cheap deck of cards, and the internet went wild. And it turned out that he wasn't the first one to notice this. He noticed it on Reddit, and then he tested it, and all of a sudden it's spine gate. Today I aim to address the concerns that were brought up to me because after I released the Vosteed video, I got a bunch of comments like this. So I had a choice to make. Did I want to respond to each one in perpetuity? Did I want to go ahead and leave a bunch of response comments? I found that the best way to handle this was actually in the form of another video. So today we're going to talk about it. Now here's the deal. I'm part of a knife group on Instagram with a bunch of other content creators that make content on knives like this. And it was a huge discussion. Absolutely massive. Some people had the issue with their Vosteeds, some people didn't. It spanned over multiple Vosteed knives, and then we started testing other knives. Now I'll go ahead and shout them out. Lefty.edc actually made a short about our conversation because I mentioned that I thought that it was impact related, because if you apply pressure on this blade like this, it's not going anywhere. But the moment that you drop it on the spine, put a bit of pressure on there, a bit of impact, it's going to fold like a cheap deck of cards. So the question that then we have to ask is, should we be concerned? Should we be concerned with impacts like that affecting the knife? Well, here's the deal. I really believe that it comes down to your use case scenario, because honestly, you're using this to cut open boxes, to break down boxes, to open tape, cut rope. 99% of people's use case scenarios are not hard use, especially when it comes to a button lock. And with a very decent amount of pressure, I can't get that to fail. And it seems like everyone's having that problem with the Vosteeds. Now, I'd like to also shout out G-Ball Vision, who has a way more extensive collection of button lock knives than I do, because this whole conversation spawned into a monster. All of a sudden, everyone's checking their button locks. They're checking their Kaisers. They're checking their Sencuts. They're checking every brand that's made a button lock. And the results may surprise you. Would you be surprised to learn that Civivi, one of the most popular brands to make a button lock, is now showing failures for the same test? How about ProTech? These next few clips are going to show G-Ball Vision's tests of both a Civivi button lock and the ProTech Malibu. Check it out.
Here's the one of the Civivi button locks, Conspirator or something. Yo, what's up, brothers? So I was looking at the conversation from earlier. Let's test out a little more of a premium button lock. This is the ProTech Mordax. Seems pretty good to me. Here's the Malibu. Ooh! So there's the Malibu popping. I didn't try this beforehand, but So it looks like if you whack it hard enough.
So there you have it. Now here's my thing. I believe that it really comes down to how these are designed. These button locks are designed to be very fidget friendly, very user friendly, but they're not necessarily built to be super impact resistant. It's not a Demco shark lock. It's not a Demco scorpion lock or an Atlas lock or even a frame lock. These aren't knives that are built for hard use. And I'm not trying to say that you wouldn't find yourself in a scenario where you might face some impacts. I'm saying that that's not what these are built for. And expecting them to withstand a test that tests that impact is a little unfair in my opinion. Is it a valid test? Absolutely. And I'm not calling out any channels that did any amount of testing and came up with their own opinions. Everyone's welcome to their opinions. And again, I think it's a valid test. I think it's our expectations that need to be updated, because the fact of the matter is that cutting through boxes, cutting through rope, cutting a loose string, opening your groceries, I don't know. All of those cases aren't going to be putting any impact on your knife, but it's the main uses that we use knives for. Bottom line. And if you are in a more impact related environment, if you are in more of a hard use case scenario, why not get the knife that suits the job? Let's not live in a fairy tale and imagine that a non-hard use knife lock is going to withstand a hard use case scenario. You put a minivan transmission in a sports car, guess what's going to happen? It's going to blow the transmission. That's neither here nor there. My point is that get the knife lock for the situation that you're going to find yourself in the most, and you'll be happy. Is a knife lock that fails easily an issue? Absolutely. But I can put all the pressure in the world on the spine of that blade, and it will not fail. So you tell me, are we being fair to Vosteed? Because right now they're agreeing to do a lot. They're agreeing to replace buttons. They're agreeing to do full refunds. You know, they're standing behind their product, and they're not making a fuss about it. Are they doing a little bit of customer service jujitsu on the social media? Of course they are. They're a company. They're protecting their interests. But if a Civivi can fail and a ProTech can fail, is it really the company's fault? Or are we just asking too much about the design? Let me know in the comments section down below. If you bought a Vosteed knife, are you going to ask for a refund? Are you going to ask for a replacement button lock? Are you going to just accept that your knife has limitations? I'm interested. And this is not a judgment of anyone's choice or any other channel's decision to have their own opinion. They're all entitled to that, and you're entitled to yours. And I'm entitled to mine. And I'm here to tell you that for my everyday use case scenario, I think that this is going to do just fine. I don't foresee any issues cutting through boxes, cutting through groceries, cutting rope, cutting twine, fidgeting. But that's my opinion. Guys, I'm going to be doing a live stream where I talk about this more in depth with G-Ball Vision. And huge shout out again to him for allowing me to borrow his footage of his testing. But stay tuned. I'll be announcing that live stream here in my community tab. So if you're not subscribed yet and you've watched this far, go ahead and get subscribed. Make sure that you like the video so that this gets out there to more people who are confused about what's going on with the Vosteed button locks. I'm Rollshambo. I'll catch you on the flip side.